Evening. Day 26, whatever. The day counter saying 3 days left, so we're Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That would be the penultimate day. No, that would be the ultimate day. Therefore, today should be day 27, 6. Anyway, right. No gym this week in its entirety. Just felt it's important for my body to fully recover. And just now, had a sneezing fit. I think 7 in a row. Yeah. So not much in the way of self progress this week. A lot more on just contemplation and reflection. What I am doing is slowly reducing my playlist on YouTube. It was ridiculous at one point, at over 100. I've got it down to less than 30 now. In fact, it's at 20, 22, 23. Let's have a look. It's at 22. So I'm leaving the long ones in there, the hour plus ones. I'm just knocking away at the 40-minute, 50-minute ones. And yeah, should be good to go. So one of the videos that I did watch was an uncensored version of Tim Grover talking about his book Relentless. That prompted me to search for his website, and on his website there was another book called Jump Attack. Couldn't find that online, so I bought the book on eBay. Regarding work next week, still up in the air, nothing confirmed, which is annoying. And regarding going to South Korea, I looked at the ticket prices. They're not too bad. I guess. I think it's always around this time of year, December, where I'm thinking, how can I round off the year? If I look back on my individual achievements, am I fulfilled? To a point, yeah. Did I go out and do absolutely everything? No. Do I regret a few things? Not regret, but the times I chose not to do something, I always seem to have a reason why I didn't do it. And then after watching the video on Tim Grover, just realizing that MJ, KB, they were so obsessive that they did what they had to do even when they didn't feel like doing it. And especially when people told them that what they were doing was wrong and that they should just give up. That another person encouraging them is less than them encouraging themselves. That they had more weight. It had more weight for them encouraging themselves, because that was like not being able to breathe if they didn't get through what they needed to get through for that day. And that just carries forward to just becoming the best version of yourself. Yeah. So I guess sitting down, talking now, and then maybe in a couple of years' time looking back at this video, I'm going to think, I was in a funny place. Alone with my thoughts may be a good thing at times, but the distance that you create, it's necessary, and the kind of feedback that you get from others, that's also necessary in order for it to propel you to become this relentless being, to become great. and greatness consumes you, and you're not on the same level as other people. You still talk to them, but you don't try and understand them. As in, when the pressure's on, you don't go down. Everyone's meant to come up to you, meet you. There's no meeting in the middle, because being a cleaner, you know what needs to be done, and the fact that you see everyone around you not being able to execute, that's frustrating. I'm just kind of waffling on now, but yeah, check out the video on YouTube, Tim Grover Uncensored. You'll find it. He talks through his 13 principles, which is also in his book Relentless. I didn't read the book per se, but I got an audiobook. I'm thinking about purchasing the book eventually to give it a reread, but there's lots of material I have around me. So read this. Well, not the whole thing. Let's not be crazy now. I read Contractions. Why? Because I saw a showcase which was Contractions and another play he wrote, Mike Bartlett, called Bull, and I've ordered that. And the showcase was a mixture of Bull and Contractions, which is interesting. It's a short play, Contractions. It took me 26 minutes to read. So I don't see that as being like a full showcase, which is probably why the showcase I saw, they did Bull and Contractions together. So just waiting till Bull comes up. Some other plays here. Not Talking, My Child, Artifacts, and Cock. I'll get done eventually. So yeah, I read Lungs, right? I read Monster by Duncan Macmillan. I didn't get it, Lungs. I think it's because I couldn't see the scene changes, and there's no directions for where the scene changes are. But Monster was more entertaining to me. Probably I'd have to see Lungs being performed for me to actually get an idea of the story and the flow. Then I watched a play called Bug by Tracy someone. We did a section of that in class, so I was just interested to see people's take on it. By the way, when you get used to it, it's no issue. I've started, in order to get through my playlist, I've started watching YouTube videos in times 1.5 speed, as well as sometimes in times 2 speed. And you're saving so much time. If a video, for example, is 60 minutes, you're going to watch that in 40 minutes. If you're watching it times 1.5, and you're going to watch it in half an hour if you're watching it in times 2 speed. So just think of the amount of time that you're saving. It's annoying at first, and as well as if English isn't your first language, then sure, it's going to be hella annoying. And if some bits are in a foreign language as well, you might need to pause it. But then in those bits, you're pausing, and then just, it's not an exam. You are watching it to educate yourself. So you just put it back to 1 speed, press J to skip back 5 seconds, and then just pick up from there. And then once you get that bit, then you revert back to 1.5 or 2 speed. So it's all good, Yeah, so my motivation for going to South Korea is to get into a routine where I'm waking up, I'm doing my golden hours, and then after my golden hours, I'm doing my writing. And then the reason why I'm doing my writing is I've got so many ideas in my head, but I don't want to put it down on paper because it kind of needs to percolate. That's what I'm thinking. But as a writer writes, okay? Stephen King himself, he gets 6 pages a day, and he has to get his 6 pages a day. Not to say that 6 pages a day and then he's done, but that's what he gets minimum per day. And that's the kind of discipline that for us mortals we need to kind of instill in order to get the muscles moving, in order to get these things to happen. Because inspiration isn't just going to come out of the air and then we're going to stop whatever we're doing and then we're going to write. No, it doesn't work that way. We have to make the time to sit down at whatever your process is with your tools in front of you and just write. And like a tennis player, when you're warming up, it might be a bit scratchy at first. It's not going to be a clear winner, but you need to get that kind of engine warmed up in order to get things out. And it's beautiful because before computers, people had to write their shit down or type it out, and then they had to go back and scrub it out with whiteout. But now, with the computer, you can just save your first half hour as a half hour document, and then do your process, and then review your half hour document, and then it's just amazing thinking about technology now. And we're just not taking advantage of that. Yeah. So being here with my thoughts, just thinking back to where I was up until present day, it's kind of amazing how just a simple thought can influence you in such a way and can really just change your perspective on certain people and certain aspects of life, and where you don't put so much energy into certain things as well, like quote unquote rejection. I think maybe 4 or 5 years ago I would have been very emotional about rejection, but now these days, either because I'm so used to it, or I just don't put any energy into responding to that, because ultimately it's not going to benefit me from responding to a rejection, because you've got your answer, just need to move on. That's the logical approach to it, you know. Kind of rambling now, but in summary, I've got one more self-tape to do this year. Then what I think I'll do is, after South Korea, if I do go, this is an if, I'll make a compilation of everything, tie it up onto the end of the current self-tape for 2017. Yeah. And I just think having that space where I'm away from my distractions and I don't have anything easily accessible, as well as it's a foreign country and not really have any people I'm in contact with there, it's just gonna really help me contain myself and just think clearly, kind of like not epiphany, but kind of just like a moment, like kind of how Steve Jobs went on his holistic trip, yeah, psychedelic, right? I don't do drugs, so that's not my process. My process is going to another country and just getting it out of my system, so to speak. So hope you guys are doing well. I can see it's over 500,000 views in total for all my videos. Thank you very much. As well as we're nearly at 300 subscribers. We're nearly at 300 subscribers, which is amazing. I just look forward to 2018 because I'm just feeling that preparation meeting opportunity is just going to really make a difference next year. I can already see it with my credits for this year, small as they may be, extra work, etc. But the opportunities I've got, as well as the amount of self-tapes I did this year compared to years before, it's been amazing. And um, I'm just thankful that I'm still on this planet, that I'm still breathing, still healthy. Um, yeah, and it's just about creating who you want to be every day, and knowing that it's not going to be an overnight thing, but you have to put in the work every day and sharpen the sword. All right, peace out.